So last Saturday, my family decided to have a wholesome game night, which, in our household, is code for everyone gets way too competitive about Pictionary, and my Aunt Linda brings snacks shaped like farm animals for reasons she refuses to explain. This time, we voted for charades, since it's the only game Grandpa claims he remembers the rules for, even though last time he tried to charade the entire plot of Casablanca using only interpretive dance and a potato. The only mildly odd thing was that Grandpa showed up with a briefcase, which he dramatically set on the coffee table like it contained state secrets. When I asked him what was in it, he just winked and said, "You'll see, sport." The first few rounds went as expected. Dad flailed around pretending to be an octopus, Mom tried to mime the sound of music and ended up looking like she was being chased by bees, and my little cousin pulled off a disturbingly accurate impression of a Roomba. Then it was Grandpa's turn. With the gleam of a man who once tried to pay for groceries with Monopoly money just to see if they'd notice, he opened his briefcase, pulled out a stack of papers, and began shuffling them with gravitas. He then launched into a series of gestures, furiously scribbling, holding up 2 fingers, then 4 fingers, then dramatically slumping in an imaginary chair. We threw out guesses: a writer, a board accountant, someone filling out a survey. But Grandpa just shook his head, more determined than ever. Finally, Aunt Linda yelled, "Are you doing taxes?" Grandpa grinned and nodded, but then, instead of stopping, he ramped it up. Suddenly it was a full-blown mime performance of someone panicking over a W-2, waving imaginary receipts, and trying to find a pen that works. My brother, ever the overachiever, tried to outsmart the game by yelling, "1040 easy." Grandpa paused, looked at him with the pity usually reserved for someone who's about to bite into a plastic apple, and shook his head. It turns out, Grandpa had written a whole list of different tax forms as his charade prompts, and he wasn't satisfied until we correctly guessed Schedule C, which, as it turns out, none of us knew was even a thing. The real kicker? When we finally asked him why he chose tax forms as his theme, he smirked and said, "I thought it was fitting. After all, nothing brings a family together like trying to figure out who owes what, and at least during charades, no one gets audited."